This large, colorful Buddha statue stands at Wat Nu, a Buddhist monastery in the Selapum district of Royet. It depicts the Buddha seated in the Maravijaya pose, touching the earth with his right hand, upon the coiled body of the mythical serpent Muchalinda, whose hood is adorned with a Dhammacakka wheel of law. In this way, the image weaves together several key episodes from the Buddha's life: the Maravijaya pose, meaning victory over Mara, the god of desire and death, refers to a moment early in the Buddha's story and is associated with the exact moment of his enlightenment, whereas the depiction of the Buddha seated on the coils of the Serpent King, who shields him from the rain with his multi-headed hood, represents an episode from the 6th week after enlightenment, whilst the Dhammacakka symbol evokes the Buddha's first public sermon on his doctrine, delivered to 5 ascetics in the Deer Park at Sarnath, some 7 or 8 weeks after his awakening. Named Praputa Chayanti Mahamuni Bopit, the statue is set on an elevated base that doubles as a small hall. Dio, Dom's nephew, is celebrating his 2nd birthday, and they have come to the temple to make merit for the occasion. With the sun already high and little shade available, Dio is wearing Dom's slightly oversized Thai-lex cap, whilst making brave, determined steps towards the staircase. However, to climb those big stairs with his tiny legs, he still needs a little support. In front of a golden replica of the rooftop Chayanti Mahamuni Bopit statue, Dom and Dio perform a common practice called Apiwart, making a Y and prostrating 3 times in succession to show respect to each aspect of the Triratana, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. During each prostration, 5 parts of the body, the head, hands, and feet, touch the ground, a form of devotion known as Binjanka Pradit. The sides of the hall feature several display cabinets that contain wax effigies of highly venerated monks. This is Pra Ratchatamanuwat. He was born on the 10th of July, 1934 in Si Somdit, Royet, and devoted his life to the Dhammayuttika monastic order. Ordained in 1954, he received the monastic name Sukhavaro and went on to pursue advanced Buddhist studies, achieving Pali Grade 5 and later completing degrees in religious studies and philosophy in Bangkok and India. He served as abbot of Wat Noa and held key administrative positions, including provincial ecclesiastical governor of Royet. Renowned for his scholarship and integrity, he rose through several monastic ranks, eventually receiving the prestigious title Pra Ratchatamanuwat. He passed away on the 6th of July 2017 at the age of 83, after 63 years in the monkhood. The next cabinet displays a wax effigy of Pra Chan Kamo, who was born in 1914 and served in the Dhammayuttika monastic order. A dedicated scholar, he attained Pariyantam Sam Prayog, or Pali Grade 3, reflecting his solid grounding in Pali studies. He became abbot of Wat Nu in 1947 and later held the position of provincial ecclesiastical governor of Royet. In 1956 he was elevated to the monastic rank of Pra Ratchakana with the title Pra Sila Wisuttajan, and he is remembered for his long service and dedicated leadership within the monastic community. The following cabinet is dedicated to 2 monks. On the left sits Pra Moha Pai Kantiko of Wat Sarathong, who holds the highest level in advanced Dhamma studies and Pali studies grade 4. On December 5, 1951, he was granted the ecclesiastical rank of Pra Kru Ekatara Satati Kun, and on December 5, 1958, he was elevated to the rank of Pra Ratchakona with the name Pra Monkonyana Thera. To the right sits Luang Pu To, formerly known as Somdet Pra Putajan To Proma Ramsi. He was born on the 17th of April, 1788, during the reign of King Rama I, and died in Bangkok on the 22nd of June, 1872, at the age of 84. He was widely respected among Buddhists of the early Ratanakosin period and was known for his clear understanding and deep knowledge of the Dhamma, which he taught in a way accessible to the general public. Up next is Pra Visutthiyanthera, a revered forest meditation master in the Dhammayuttika tradition and founder of Wat Khao Sukkim in Chanthaburi. He was born on April 7, 1925, into a Hindu family and, after developing an interest in Buddhism, he entered the monkhood at age 19. Upon ordination in 1946, he received the Pali name, Somchai Thitawiryo. He studied under disciples of Luang Pu Man Purifat, who is credited with establishing the Thai forest tradition, in which practitioners dwell in so-called forest temples called Wat Pa. Over 6 decades in the monkhood, he became widely respected for his deep knowledge of the Dhamma and his clear, accessible teachings to the public. On the 5th of December, 1990, he was conferred the ecclesiastical rank of Pra Ratchakana in the Vipassana division. He passed away peacefully on the 18th of June, 2005 at the age of 80, and his remains are enshrined at the 60th anniversary commemorative building at Wat Khao Sukkim. The next cabinet honors Pradep Visutti Munkan, widely known as Luang Pu Si Mahawiro, a revered forest meditation master of the Dhammayuttika order. Born in 1917 in Mohar Sarakam, he was ordained in 1945 and spent 66 years in the monkhood, studying under Pra Ajahn Man Purifat and other prominent teachers. He served as abbot of Wat Prachakum Wanaram in Royat, and led the construction of the Grand Pra Moha Chedi Chai Munkan. He passed away in 2011 at the age of 94, leaving a lasting legacy in the northeastern Thai monastic community. Adjacent is a display of Luang Pu Man Purifat, a Buddhist monk commonly known as Pra Ajahn Man, meaning determined teacher monk. He was born in Ubon Ratchathani on the 20th of January 1870 and passed away on the 11th of November 1949 in Sakon Nakhon. Preferring a solitary life in forests and caves, he is credited with founding the Thai forest tradition, in which practitioners live in so-called forest temples, or Wat Pa. Renowned for his persistence and meditation mastery, he became the foremost meditation teacher in Isan and was widely sought for guidance on enlightenment and meditation practice. His monastic name, Purifat, derives from Purifata, meaning dispenser of wisdom. His teachings influenced many of the monks described earlier, as well as other monks in the Thai forest tradition, such as those in the next cabinet, including Pra Ajahn Sahakantasilo, here depicted on the left. This is the distinguished Dhammayuttika monk Somdet Pra Moha Muniwong, born Sannan Sanpasan on the 8th of September, 1908 in Ubon Ratchathani, and given the Dharma name Janthapat Chotto. From childhood, he showed a strong inclination toward monastic life and ordained as a novice in 1917 in memory of his adoptive aunt. He pursued rigorous studies in Thai and Pali, later continuing advanced scripture studies at Wat Boram Niwat Racha Wara Wihan, where he was fully ordained in 1928. Over his life, he held key positions within the Sangha, including abbot of Wat Noranatsun Tharakaram, member of the Sangha Supreme Council, and regional ecclesiastical head for regions 8 and 10. Somdet Pra Moha Muniwong embodied the Thai monastic ideal, combining scholarly achievement, spiritual dedication, and administrative leadership. He passed away on the 2nd of November, 1998 at the age of 90. The final cabinet in the hall features a wax image of Pra Yanasangwarn, the 19th Supreme Patriarch of Thailand since the beginning of the Ratanakosin period, who held office from 1989 until his passing in 2013. Born on the 3rd of October, 1913 in Kanchanaburi province, he was ordained as a novice at the age of 14 and became a fully ordained monk in 1933. After completing his basic monastic studies, he pursued advanced Pali studies, mastering the sacred language of Theravada Buddhism. Rising through the ranks of the Thai Sangha, he was appointed guardian and religious advisor to King Bhumibol in 1956, and became abbot of Wat Bawaniwet Wihan, the temple where many Thai princes have ordained in 1961. In 1972, he received the title Somdit Pra, and in 1989, he was appointed Supreme Patriarch. Just 3 weeks after turning 100, he passed away on the 24th of October, 2013 at Chulalongkorn Hospital in Bangkok, having served as the longest-serving Supreme Patriarch in Thai history. The pillars that support the roof feature niches, each containing a Buddha statue in a distinct pose. These statues are part of the Pra Prajamwan, a Thai system of personal devotion in which each day of the week is associated with a specific Buddha image representing the day on which a person is born. Each statue has a unique pose and mudra, and devotees make offerings to the image corresponding to their birthday. Guarding the entrance, on the left stands a creature with the head of a bird, a human torso, and the lower body of a snake. On the right is a similar figure, but with the head of a lion. In their hands, they hold so-called tung, ceremonial Isan banners crafted by weaving cotton threads into intricate geometric patterns. From here, we continue into the temple itself. We enter through a gate topped with a gabled roof that features a Buddha statue standing with the Abhaya Mudra, a gesture symbolizing fearlessness and protection. Inside, the surrounding walls form roofed galleries that open on one side toward the courtyard they enclose. These galleries are lined with Buddha statues in a variety of poses, each placed with its back against the wall, showcasing different artistic styles and expressions of the Buddha, along with the occasional statue of another figure associated with Buddhism. The temple is affiliated with the Mahanikaya order and serves as a community monastery. It occupies an area of 30 rai, 1 non, and 1 square wa, which equals approximately 4.8 hectares. The present monastery was formally established in 1879 AD, and it received its Wasum Kama Sima, the consecrated boundary permitting full ordination rituals, on the 30th of April, 1928 AD. However, archaeological evidence suggests that the site is considerably older, as within the temple ground stands an ancient brick stupa in the Dvaravati style, which we will explore later. This is the temple's 200-year-old sim. The word sim belongs to the shared Thai Lao cultural vocabulary and refers to the ordination hall or the most important sanctuary of a Buddhist temple in Laos and Isan. Many sim feature distinctive mural paintings on their exterior surfaces, known as hoop tem. Unlike the highly refined murals produced by royal craftsmen in central Thailand, Hoop Tem are painted by local villagers or monks and express the daily life, beliefs, and cultural identity of the Isan people. These murals may adorn both the inner and outer walls of the Sim and often blend Buddhist narratives with scenes from everyday life, ordination rituals, local attire, market scenes, fishing, and the preparation of traditional foods. Sim murals often include episodes from the Jataka, or Cha Dok, which recount the previous lives of the Buddha, as seen here with scenes from the Wetsandawn Cha Dok, the tale of Prince Wetsandawn, who exemplifies the perfection of generosity. The painting technique is more spontaneous than the formal methods used in central Thai murals. Artists sketch their outlines directly onto the wall and then apply color, often using natural pigments made from materials such as indigo, lacquer, and guava fruit, which give Hoop Tem their warm, earthy tones. Although culturally significant, many Hoop Tem murals are relatively recent, with the oldest examples dating back about 150 years. The term Hoop Tem derives from the central Thai phrase Roop Tem, meaning painting made from dots of color. A stone banner bearing a Chinese inscription meaning ancient myriad of spiritual eminences reflects a typical four-character phrase often found on ancestral halls, serving as an auspicious expression of praise or blessing, rather than a literal statement. The word Sim itself is derived from Si Ma, as in by Si Ma, the stone boundary markers positioned at the 8 cardinal points around an ordination hall, and from Wisum Kama Si Ma, the royal granting of consecrated land for monastic use. We continue our walk along the Gallery of Buddhas, following the corridor as it circles the entire temple grounds. Each Buddha statue is set atop a concrete base that also features columbarium niches enshrining the ashes of the deceased. Memorial plaques bearing portraits, names, and the dates of birth and passing accompany each niche, giving the passage a tranquil, contemplative atmosphere. At the foot, incorporated into the front and on the sides of each concrete base, are small attached altars, providing a place for relatives to set vases of flowers, a framed photo, or leave offerings for their loved ones. Along the edge of the gallery roof, in front of the Buddha statues, hang temple bells known in Thai as rakhang. These bells are traditionally placed around temple buildings so that visitors may strike them, an act believed to bring longevity and good fortune. Striking a bell 3 times, echoing the trirat, or triple gem, is regarded as a way of sharing one's loving-kindness and accumulated merit with the world. The bells here feature ropes connected to internal clappers, though in many temples rakhang do not. Instead, a wooden mallet is typically provided, often made from a bamboo root with an L-shaped end. This is used to sound the bells, as temples generally prefer visitors not to push or swing the sometimes heavy bells directly. Many rakhang bear inscriptions, donors' names, sacred verses, or short prayers, and sounding them is believed to send these names or blessings outward, similar in spirit to Tibetan prayer wheels and prayer flags. Some also believe that the number of strikes influences the boon received. At the back of the Sim stands an ancient brick Dvaravati-style stupa, identifiable by its square base, tiered superstructure, and traces of stucco ornamentation, features characteristic of early historic religious architecture on the Korat Plateau. Regarded as one of the oldest surviving religious monuments in Royat province, the stupa indicates that this area belonged to the wider Dvaravati cultural sphere, which flourished between the 7th and 11th centuries AD. Its presence points to a local religious community long before the founding of the present village and monastery. Encircling the stupa are several Dvaravati-style sandstone by Sima, now embedded around its base. These boundary markers were uncovered in 1983 during restoration work on the stupa. At the rear of the brick stupa stands a Buddha statue shown in the rare double abaya gesture, with both hands raised, a form found only in Thailand and Laos, which refers to the episode in which the Buddha calmed the floodwaters of a river. Adjacent to it stands a walking Buddha, an iconographic form introduced during the Sukhothai period. It refers to the episode in which the Buddha descended from the Tavatimsa heaven after delivering teachings there during the rains retreat. When combined with the Dhammacakka mudra, this walking posture symbolizes the Buddha's peripatetic instruction, teaching the Dhamma while journeying from place to place. Underneath a Bodhi tree, Ficus religiosa, sits a Buddha in meditation, serene and composed beneath the sacred canopy. Under this tree the Buddha attained enlightenment. Its leaves, shaped like sacred lotus buds, hang upside down with their tips pointing nearly straight downward. Because of this, they act as natural ventilators. When the wind passes through the canopy, the leaves create a gentle downward breeze that cools the area beneath. North of the brick stupa stands a small salar, housing a statue of King Naresuan, who ruled Ayutthaya from 1590 to 1605 and is celebrated for liberating the country from Burmese rule. His decisive victory in the 1593 elephant duel at Nong Sarai, in which he slew the Burmese crown prince, marked a turning point in Siam's bid for independence. The statue depicts him pouring water from the Suan Pinkan, a royal golden pitcher used to serve cold water to the king, symbolizing Ayutthaya's declaration of independence from Hongsawadi. He proclaimed that Siam's sovereignty would endure just as water, once poured out, cannot return to the vessel. He was a huge enthusiast of cockfighting, and shrines dedicated to him are typically adorned with stone rooster offerings. We still need to explore two more salar, and decide to begin with the one on the north side first. Gold letters along the edge of the roof explain that this pavilion, named Salar Tia Kim Hong, honors a certain Dr. Ruangrit and was built and dedicated by a Professor Dr. Predikasam Sap. At the back stands an altar with three Buddha statues. The one on the left displays the Abhaya Mudra, symbolizing protection and fearlessness. The one on the right is in the Pang Tawai Naik pose, representing contemplation, and the central figure is seated in the classic meditation pose, embodying serenity and focus. In front of the altar stands a Buddhapada, or footprint of the Buddha. It represents the physical presence of the historical Buddha on earth. In Thailand, they are known as Praputabat and are found in temples across the country, venerated as reminders of the Buddha's teachings and especially revered in Theravada Buddhist countries. Typically, a Buddhapada is a large, horizontal stone sculpture resembling a human footprint, often adorned with symbols on its sole, similar to those on reclining Buddha images, representing the 108 signs of a Buddha. Early footprints bore only a few symbols, called Mangala, but over time more auspicious symbols were added. Most footprints today display 108 Mangala, including 7 from the Ashtamangala, or 8 auspicious signs, the Chakra, the Conch, the Kalasa, the royal banner, the Dhammacakka, a pair of fish, and the lotus. Usually, a crown replaces the endless knot. The central motif is usually the wheel of law or a lotus. Other auspicious symbols may include rabbits, the three-headed elephant Erawan, deer, books, fans, water lilies, golden bees, hongsa, geese, alms bowls, and royal insignia. These symbols are said to represent the 3 positive realms for rebirth, 16 Brahma realms, 6 Deva realms, and 86 human realms. On our way to the next salar, we notice that its base is lined with columbarium niches, quietly integrating a space for remembrance into the pavilion structure. Some of the trees lining this side of the salar are bulletwood, also known as Spanish cherry. They bear bright red-orange fruits and from March to May small creamy white flowers that resemble tiny white water lilies. In Myanmar, these flowers are strung into garlands, used as welcome gifts, for paying homage, or as offerings in temples, much like the Thai Puar Molai. The 90-year salar is a large assembly hall built in 1998 to replace an older sermon hall that had deteriorated. This spacious salar, located between the cloister and the main Isan-style sim, is used for communal ceremonies, merit-making events, and as a venue for youth and community activities associated with the temple. At the far western end stands a To Chut Bu Cha, an altar table set traditionally used in Thai religious and ritual practice. It is arranged to display a collection of Buddha images along with statues of revered monks. At the exit stands a mong, a large bronze gong, typically black and adorned with gold motifs. As worshippers depart, they strike the gong 3 times to notify the Theva Da, angels, that they have completed making merit. This coral-like dark green succulent, with silver-gray patterns and fan-shaped, wavy tips, is an ornamental plant called crested elkhorn. Its undulating form results from a natural growth mutation called fasciation, which flattens and spreads the growing tip into intricate, sculptural waves. Leaving the inner temple through its eastern gate, we step into a lush green area, open and inviting, with plenty of space to linger, relax, and soak in the peaceful surroundings. At the back, some administrative buildings are tucked away, alongside a low-rise drum tower and a modern high bell tower. The drum tower was traditionally used to signal ceremonies or mark the time, while the bell tower calls monks and visitors to prayer and signals important events in the temple. Soon we find ourselves back at the spot where our exploration began, only to be surprised by something opposite the giant Nagaprok Buddha statue that had escaped our notice at first. In a section of the temple's outer wall stands a laterite stone pillar, circular with a rounded top and set on a square base. Measuring about 25 centimeters wide and 1.5 meters tall, it bears an inscription arranged in lotus petal tiers near its lower section. The script is Pallava, from the Dvaravati period, and reads Punnamaya, meaning one who has merit, one who creates with a generous heart, or one who establishes something to designate a merit-making area. This important artifact was discovered on the 29th of August, 1922 at Kum Saang, on the sidewalk in front of a home in Nai Moang subdistrict in Royat City. Archaeologists believe it may once have marked a city boundary or a Buddhist sanctuary. Its discovery brought great joy to the villagers, who celebrated for 7 days before parading the pillar around Royat City. It was then brought to the temple, where it has remained enshrined ever since.